Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne's back tomorrow. But we're talking Surviving R. Kelly, a 6-part docuseries that was on Lifetime that kind of just goes into everything that went down with R. Kelly and him being a predator and a monster. And
getting away
stuff.
with so many different things and not being able to do it all on his own, having people around him that were actually helping him.
Mm-hmm.
One of the women in the documentary actually says, as she was one of the backup singers, Devontae Cunningham, said she saw, and other people saw, R. Kelly having sex with Aaliyah on the bus.
On a tour bus, there really aren't any confined spaces. When you get on the bus, there are bunks. And so these bunks have little curtains you can pull at night if you don't want anybody to see you sleeping. So it just so happened we were all laying in our bunks. And curtains are open, everybody's communicating, laughing. We used to play different pranks on each other. And I think it was intended to prank time when the door flew open on the bus. Robert was having sex with Aaliyah.
Which is so disturbing. I think Aaliyah at that time was 15 years old. And I think R. Kelly was 28 or 30. That's how disgusting. Like, can you really imagine?
Well, first of all, how do you even find a 15-year-old girl, look at her in a sexual manner? I think that's awful as a grown man.
Now, a lot of sickos
Somebody
do.
you should be protecting.
A lot of sickos do, but I just don't understand it. And before we go play any more clips, Angela Yee actually went to, they were having a premiere.
I was moderating a panel at the premiere for Surviving R. Kelly. This was in December, and 6 of the survivors were present, and they were going to do a panel afterward along with Tarana Burke, who started the Me Too movement. And somebody called in a gun threat. Now, they haven't identified who that person is. We can only guess. But all day long, R. Kelly's people had been reaching out to the publicist for Lifetime for the Surviving R. Kelly documentary and threatening and all kinds of things. And then this gun threat happens. So 10 minutes into the screening, we all had to evacuate.
Now, they said the phone call came from Chicago, correct?
Yes.
And,
he was trying to stop the documentary before it even aired. They were trying to do whatever they could. Now he said he's going to sue everybody that was involved in this documentary. He's saying it's former employees that were disgruntled. The whole thing is lies. So we'll see.
So now also on this documentary, which really bothers me, Demetrius. Now, Demetrius, was that R. Kelly's road manager?
Yeah, he worked with R. Kelly.
He worked with R. Kelly, and he knew everything that was going on. And this is another thing. He admitted on television what he did.
They should feel terrible
for
enabling all of this.
But he's sitting there laughing and
And his brother was like, look, some people like older women.
I changed it. I like younger women. I'm like, what the is wrong
R.
with y'all?
Kelly likes younger women. It's awful. It's disgusting.
Do we have audio of Demetrius and some of the things he said?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Here he is talking about actually forging documents for Aaliyah to marry R. Kelly. She was only 15 and they made her 18.
I had papers forged for them, but Aaliyah was underage. Got the marriage license, and we were in a hotel in Maywood, Illinois. It was just a quick little ceremony. She didn't have on a white dress. Robert didn't have on a tux. Just everyday wear.
How do you feel comfortable with even telling that story? Like, you feel comfortable with saying, yeah, she was underage. I forged the document. Yeah, she didn't have on a nice dress. He didn't have on a tux. Like, how do you feel comfortable with yourself having that conversation? Like, don't you have kids?
In addition to all of that, Aaliyah did end up getting pregnant as well. And Demetrius talks about knowing that Aaliyah was pregnant.
Robert mentioned to me that I think she's pregnant. And that broke my heart right there. I was so disappointed in him because I really believed him when he said that, he wasn't doing any messing with Aaliyah, because I questioned him. Once he told me that, I was like, I was lost for words, man.
Oh, that broke your heart? Nothing else broke your heart? Not seeing anything else broke your heart?
I do want to commend the brave women who participated in this documentary, in this docuseries, that even though they're getting all kinds of people saying negative things about them, and I know it's not easy, I want to commend them for being able to come on there, speak their truth. I saw how hard it was. They were breaking down as they were talking about it. There was a lot of mental abuse that they allege, also physical abuse that they allege happened. So I know it wasn't easy. And I know we live in a world where people are blaming you for things and saying it's a money grab and not caring. But I think it's important for these stories to get out.
Did those people get paid for the docuseries?
No.
All right. Well, when we come back, let's take your phone calls. 800-585-1051. Did you see Surviving R. Kelly? Let's talk about it. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. This is one of those things that you need to watch. And it's one of those things where we really shouldn't support R. Kelly. I know he's going on a tour. Like, we shouldn't be buying tickets. We shouldn't be listening to his music. DJs, we shouldn't be playing it. If you've seen what I saw and you have daughters, a sister, a mother, an aunt.
If you're a human being.
If you're a human being, like, you should look at this and be like, this is a dirty old man. All right, we'll take your calls when we come back. 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
Yo, Envy, this Fahim.
What's up, Fahim? What's going on, bro?
Good morning, y'all. Happy New Year. Yeah, we speaking about this R. Kelly.
Now, Fahim, before we continue, did you watch all 6 parts?
Yes, ma'am. I watched majority of it. I ain't gonna say all 6. I gotta catch the one that I missed because I had to get ready for work or whatever. But the thing is, like, this stuff been going on back when I was in school. You know, I'm 28, but back when I was in school, the dope boys and all the guys that ran our city, like, the girls always were getting picked up. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's been going on. I'm not saying it's right.
It's definitely not right.
It's been going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're just shedding light on it and seeking, like, some type of publicity, you know what I'm saying, because it's Kelly.
You think, who do you think wants the publicity?
Like, all the ones that's on there speaking about him, like, why wait until now to speak about it? Like, you should have spoke about it back then, or was it getting paid to be quiet? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand, like, but I understand.
Well, these girls did speak about it. That's how all this happened. There was a big expose that happened in BuzzFeed with women speaking out about what happened to them. But these women were also physically abused as well.
They were definitely abused. Hello, who's this?
David.
David, what's up? Did you see the Surviving R. Kelly?
Yes, sir, I did.
What did you think?
Man, not defending R. Kelly or nothing, sir, but I believe everybody around him is at fault. You know, there's a saying, if you holding the leg to the cow while it's getting slaughtered, you're just as guilty as the man who's slaughtering the cow. I believe all this could have been stopped a long, long time ago. You know, somebody around his circle, it could have been stopped, I believe.
Now, I do agree with you. I do think R. Kelly's a monster, and he should be blamed, and he should be arrested, and he should go to jail. I do think that everybody around him should go to jail, too. Demetrius that knew what was going on and signed the marriage license and forged those signatures and forged that information.
What about the police officers who knew what was going on and didn't do anything?
Well, they tried. It made it seem like they tried. But also, not even that. The young girl that was, I guess, 18 at the time, and she had a threesome with the 14-year-old and knew that the girl was 14 and didn't do anything, she should be blamed. Like, everybody should be blamed around that, though. Not just R. Kelly. R. Kelly should be blamed. He should rot in jail. But
let's be clear,
some of the other people, too.
With the police officers were tipping R. Kelly off of when they were going to be doing wellness checks in Chicago before those wellness checks happened. So R. Kelly had a chance to clean everything up before the police came. So I don't know how much the police tried.
Well, they should be prosecuted and arrested and rot in jail as well. Hello, who's this?
It's T. Lee. Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's up, bro? Did you see the Surviving R. Kelly?
Did I see it? I lived it, and it took me all the way back.
What happened?
What you mean?
I saw the tape back in 1995, too, when I was in high school. So everything they saying is true. First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year, good morning to y'all.
Same to you.
New Year.
I don't know if everybody looks at it like this, but this is not the first time that they let these things slide. Kevin Spacey, look at the young man that ran with Michael Jackson, who reported this 30, 40 years ago. But a man who sells drugs get life. But a person who messes with little boys, little kids, he can ride on.
Right. Well, I don't think anybody that messes with little boys get nothing, just get a slap on the wrist. They go to jail for a long time. And R. Kelly really should go to jail. Like, he should be arrested. I don't know if he can be arrested at this point right now, but, I mean, this is horrible. I mean, first of all, we shouldn't be listening to any of his music. We shouldn't be going to any of his shows or any of his concerts. I mean, we should not be supporting this man, absolutely positively. He shouldn't be able to write for people. And I know people say, well, you know, it's his art and him as a person. I don't like him as a person.
You can't separate the art from the person
art.
In this situation.
And I'm not going to lie. At first, I really didn't know. I didn't know all of this. That's the thing. I honestly didn't know. You know, of course, we all know about the video of the sex tape. But you say, okay,
that should be enough right there. And him marrying Aaliyah should be enough.
Maybe that wasn't him. Maybe that was his brother. Like, you get that little bit of a doubt. But then when you see the docuseries, you're like, F him forever. We'll take your calls. 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
My name is Kiana calling from PA.
Hey, did you see Surviving R. Kelly?
Yes, I did. I did see that trash.
What did you think?
Honestly, I think that people are missing the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that this man preyed on children.
Absolutely.
And people are saying that the kids knew what they were doing. They wanted
They're
it.
children.
Oh, I dated older men when I was younger. But the fact that a 12-year-old between 12 and the age of 17, you cannot consent to sex. You cannot. And if your child was to come home and say, oh, Daddy, I slept with a 27-year-old man, you're not going to say, oh, it's your fault. It's not your fault. It's that man's fault for knowing that you were a child and still sleeping with you.
Right.
And they're saying, where were their parents? Where were their parents? Where were your parents when you were skipping school? Where were your parents when you were lying to your parents to their faces saying, oh, Mom, I went to school today, and knowing good and well you didn't.
There were so many things I did when I was younger and I got away with. And I can imagine if I really wanted to do something as a kid, you could make it happen. You could sneak out of the house at night.
I couldn't get away with nothing.
All kinds of things.
The chime was on the ADT system, so as soon as the door opened up, beep, 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 I had a dog. It was dark. If the lights came on, I had to worry about my pop shooting me because he was, he was just nervous. I couldn't do nothing in my house. Like, I don't know how I could not leave when I got home.
Some people are in single parent homes where their mom works all the time and they work at nights and all. It's just sometimes very difficult for people to watch their kids all the time.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Brianna.
Hey, Brianna. What did you think about Surviving R. Kelly?
I watched it last night for the first time. I knew about like the beginning part and stuff, like with his wife Drea. However, I think he is really sick and twisted. I think something may have happened to him when he was like a child or something. I don't know, but that still is no excuse for what he's doing now. And I feel like everyone who was affiliated with it that knew what he was doing and never stopped it are sick too, because they should have said something. These are young, innocent girls. And it's still people like that today that's out here. It's not just him. And it's other people too that's doing it.
He does say that he was abused as a child. He did say that in an interview as well.
I have to see, but I understand that, and I feel bad for anybody that's been abused, but that's not an excuse to pee on a 14-year-old girl or sexually assault.
Something was definitely wrong with him, and he needed help, and people around him needed to make sure he got that help that he needed, and it just didn't happen, and he's ruined lives.
And something else I didn't understand. I see somebody post a video of his ex-wife playing his song and grooving to her song, and I didn't understand that either. Like, he's such a piece of ish. I wouldn't want nothing R. Kelly around me. Like, I wasn't in that, but I still don't want anything. Like, I damn near deleted every R. Kelly joint on my laptop. Like, I don't even want the option to play him. Rena.
Yes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
You watched the Surviving R. Kelly. What did you think?
Oh, he's sick. That is a sick man. Why is him and his camp not in jail? You know, his whole camp knew what was going on.
You're right.
Why didn't they put them all in jail?
I agree.
R. Kelly didn't even end up going to jail. How about that? Okay, he went to trial and didn't even end up going to jail.
How did he skate past the law? How does he skate past justice like that?
You're right.
And I think there was a lot of cover-ups going on in Chicago Police Department. He was settling with women. He paid one woman $250,000.
So what happens now with R. Kelly? Like, can he be brought up on charges, or is it just one of those things he put it out there for people to know? And it is what it is, because they said his music jumped on Spotify and a lot of these places.
You know, some people didn't know that much about R. Kelly and might have been going to listen to his music. I saw people on Twitter saying, I didn't know anything about R. Kelly, and they might have been going to check it out and hear who he is. So maybe that's why, but hopefully it's not in support of him.
I ain't go front. There's a lot of kids that don't know who R. Kelly is, but they seen all the memes. Like, my son was like, Dad, who's R. Kelly? Like, so I can see him listening to R. Kelly's music to find out who he is.
This person.
But he had no clue. He was like, Dad, I seen the memes, but I don't know who this guy is. But it's so disgusting. What's the moral of the story? You got a moral, you?
The moral of the story is stop victim blaming. I hate seeing y'all go online and saying these women knew what they were doing. This is a money grab. They weren't paid for this. These are women speaking their truth, and we have to want women to feel safe enough to speak the truth about what's happening with them. We want our young girls to feel safe enough in a space where they can express themselves, and we can help as early as possible.
Musical genius, but just a sick individual, a sick person. He needs help. He shouldn't be around kids. He should be locked up and rot in jail forever. And I'm not a judging type person, but he's just a nasty individual. All right, now we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yeah, we are going to talk some more about R. Kelly, hear what John Legend had to say, hear what else is going on with R. Kelly as far as him saying that he's suing everybody, and what does Aaliyah's family have to say? We'll tell you the statement that Aaliyah's mom made.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.